if you never ever hated or turned away from your passion, your calling, maybe you ain't putting in enough work. Because I don't believe that you could give your all to anything and eventually not like it. And that's the real conversation. So if you haven't gotten to not liking what you love dearly, it's time to get some more work going. You on the set. I don't know if blaming anybody else is going to be the perfect formula to success. I don't see blame up there. Even if you fail, you still can't blame. If anybody, you have to blame yourself. But instead of blaming yourself, you could just encourage yourself and say, hey, that was one of my 1,000 tries. One of my 1,000 attempts. And it didn't work out though, but if you sit back and you analyze it, you can learn a lot of great things that come in between that. Listen, I make music, I produce, I occasionally engineer, I do lighting, I do gaffing, I do visual, I do aerial imagery, I do education, I do tutoring, I'm a father, I'm a man, I'm constantly, learning how to deal with switchers and boards and anything that have to do with media. I'm always trying to figure something out. And even with doing all these things, listen, I done hated and just to every single one of these things that occur in here that I need. And that's just the name of the game. That's just how it goes. And as upset as I would want to be, upset as I would feel, if I didn't laugh and chuckle at the situation, to realize that this is a part of what happens in this game, in this industry, in this process. We all going through a process. And I've recorded music, I recorded projects, I recorded alone, I recorded in studios with other people. I've had it, move slow because everything is a build up, and because it's moving at a slow pace, people don't engage anymore, people don't push. It's hard to be a one-man band, and if anybody understand what it's like to be a one-man band, it's this man right here. I'm telling you, listen, I've turned away from everything that I loved because I didn't understand it. And that's sometimes how we are with relationships, how we are with people, how we are with associates. We don't understand them, so what we do? Turn off. What we do? Don't see it. And that's actually sometimes good. I don't know why every time I have to sneeze. Jeez. I'm talking about every time, y'all. Every time, you notice? It also means that we've been moving so much and going throughout the week, you're changing clothes and going. So, if you ever wake up in the morning and you play that song, change clothes and go. Ooh, and you catch that vibe, right? You realize how by like Thursday, Friday, you look around, you be like, yo, I got mad shit around. I got mad clothes everywhere. And it's not on purpose, but it's just sometimes you're just moving and you're eating and you're just going and you're going and you're going. But I have class and just moving nonstop. You know what I'm saying? Just moving. And when you're doing such a thing, you don't realize how much time that actually just go by. And and this be the result. But getting back to what I was saying, when you're investing time, we go back to time. When you're giving yourself the time that you need, or that your passion needs, it's just like nurturing a baby. They need an amount of attention in order for it to show you that they understand what you've given them. When the universe reciprocates back to me what they feel, what I said, I motivated them to any degree, is greatly appreciated, because I know that we all have things we are figuring out. We all have friends from different walks of life. Yes, we all have different degrees of knowledge. That should be free to all of us. And if we applied it properly, I'm quite sure a lot of things could come to fruition. Your passions, those things you are thinking, it is possible with the right people. And sometimes when we can't get the right people, and we can't, we see everything else happening so fast and everything else is going, sometimes we just stop. And sometimes stopping is not a bad thing either, because when you stop, you can stop and you can look around. But if you're not stopping to look around, to analyze, to modify, to figure out, you're just standing still. Who has the time for that? No one. So when you're standing still, I hope you're standing still and looking at everything. Because when reality kick in, that all the people you may need may not be the ones you end up with. You better let them know what time it is, you heard me? If you're like most creators, then being original is your most valuable asset. And when you're ready to make huge improvements, it can feel as if everything costs too much or just takes way too long. But something as simple as updated headshots from Sumlar can separate you from what everyone else is doing and still looking. Those you have industry standings with recommended Sumlar Entertainment for decades, so you know that the job will get done successfully at the lowest cost. Especially when those extra dollars have to go to something else in the budget, like lighting, aerial imagery, and all those things that come along with in-house studio requirements, and the team is ready to help you with everything. With free consultation, you can ask questions and see exactly how it makes sense the most to you. Once able to get the finances out the way, the creative process is all you need to focus on. Plus, there's no misleading quotes or hidden fees. Everything's backed 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Protect what's worth protecting, and I'll see you in the studio. You'd be surprised, some of us just give up that easy. Some of us do give up just that easy. Some of us are easily manipulated by system, culture, food, demographic, language, sound, music, authenticity. If there was even such a thing, right? If there was even such a thing as being authentic. What does that mean? It's like when you say certain words and you modify certain words, and then people will say, that's not a word. Who the f*** are you to say that's not a word? At least we making up some shit, right? Exactly. We're on the set, Irv, and we're discussing life reality and all your strategies, how you execute them, and your teamwork. And if you even have a team, if you have an EPK, get your kits done. And also, they want me to tell you to like, share, subscribe, do that of a certainty. Por favor, muchas gracias. And producers, I need some of those tracks, so send those tracks my way. I need those tracks bumping in the background. Your info pop up, people see who you are, and also have you lined up somewhere in the bio with your EPK as well, and people can get a good scope of who you are. So anybody who's doing that, shooting in my way, I salute y'all. Anybody who's figuring it out, I salute y'all. And those who are finally saying to themselves, yo, I gotta get a EPK done, I salute y'all. And those who are saying, I don't need to do that, don't do that. With that being said, we're on the set and we're discussing passions and things that you may have loved to want to achieve and get accomplished. Maybe it's not working out your way. Maybe it's not happening at the rate and the speed that you desire. Did you stop? Did you give it up? I believe that this episode is for you guys. Sometimes we have these ideas and sometimes we just stop. Stopping is okay, like I was saying, but when you stop, make sure you're figuring it out. But if you're just stopping to stop, that doesn't make sense. Sometimes we get so caught up in wanting to get our passion done, and because we're wrapped up, like I tell music artists, yo, your music is only really 10, 15% of 100. Of the music aspect, it's 100% of the music aspect. But the grand Dios, only 15%. So if it's only 15%, what is that other? It goes to the lighting. It goes to your EPK. It goes to your promotion. It goes to your photography, your looks, your image, your stylist. You know, maybe more dollars that you need to give to some more entertainment, but just in other aspects. Getting a part of a band, getting a part of a group, an entity, a business, a team that's going to assist you in strategizing, executing, and getting lined up and getting the things that you say you want to get done, that's a totally different conversation. It's going to always be the conversation, us versus them. It goes to ask, what side of the fence are you on? Either way, you don't supposed to say no to anything. In the time that we're in right now, you're supposed to keep your options broad. And what we want to see from artists is not the fact that, yo, I got this amount of views on YouTube. Yo, I'm able to put these amount of views on TikTok. It's bigger than that. I want to get to understand who you are as a person. And some of you guys duck yourselves so much that you guys don't even see yourselves any longer. You guys don't get a chance of really seeing who you are as an individual. You're really just somebody, courtesy of somebody else. That's 3 for you. And when we say the quality of your living is based entirely upon your ability to play the game, we meant to keep your integrity, dog. Becoming dependent on anyone else for crumbs is a dangerous game to play. And I pray that sitting down with financial advisors Sitting down with financial advisors that's going to allow you to see what you need. Spiritual advisors that's going to allow you to see what you need. Those are the passing on positive, righteous ways of navigating through life for you to see what you need. It's no longer what we want anymore because what we want doesn't work for us. What we feel we deserve may not be what worked for us. And then when it doesn't work out, you get mad at everything and you let it all go. Why you do that? Because you was afraid to go with it. You was afraid to change. You were so scared that you didn't even want to move on the action. Dangerous game to play. You didn't give it the respect it really deserved. And when you didn't give it the respect it really deserved, you got mad at it and you stopped it wholeheartedly. And sometimes artists be at the 85% area of getting it to the next level, and that 15% hinder each and every one of your damn things. How? I don't know. I never understood it. I never understood the same thing, the same way how the majority of my... Listen, if I'm not connected with somebody, let me tell you exactly why I'm probably not connected with them. You'll be surprised at the amount of people that I've called loved ones. I have cousins, I have friends, I have associates. I have people that I've known for a long duration of time. And I understand that, you know what, I've been connected with Essence, and I've been around a decent amount of great people. I've attended the Black Woman in Hollywood. I've chopped it up and been able to show me in certain rooms with the elite. And when I did that, I didn't realize that I was also putting an indirect target on my back. Because sometimes when you look at these phenomenal individuals, you look at them as if they're more than what they really are. You look at them as if they're devil worshippers, or you look at them as if they're evil, as if they're people who don't have any morals and or respect, and they're the ones who give more to any and everybody. And I would come back home, I would educate my fam, I would educate my peoples, and you'd be surprised at how many people, blocked me, removed me from their situation, just no longer will subscribe to what I got going on, or because I came off as if I was a know-it-all versus somebody who was just really giving the game for free with love. And to be honest, that shit hurt my heart, dog. That shit hurt my heart because instead of looking at it and be like, yo, my people's got some info, it's like I gotta come back with only the money aspect in order for you to respect it. I try to tell my folks that when you talk about money, God walk out the room. Because it's no longer about the passion. And it's like you put a price on your passion. Don't never put a price on your passion. Regardless if you're rich or you're poor, you get up and you focus on what you love. You be you to the fullest. You invest in yourself. The first person that's supposed to invest in you is you. That's why it's called invest. You have to go in. You got to dig deep, dog. You got to dig deep. You gotta let them know don't play with you. You gotta let them know you about that. Conversation is, what are you about? We on a set. We're figuring it out, right? Of course we are. It doesn't matter what you're writing out. These rules apply regardless.
Right now, cooking in the studio like a door hit recorder. Don't be banging in the door. Did they hear you was a rapper? You a trapper, you sounding like the Yankee and the Yapper Young Clapper. You're hanging on the ledge, and I gotta tell play when niggas say my damn kid. If you're talking this and that, body get it back and not put the settle off to what it is and the lies that. I hold no screen, let it be known. I'll get off at your Pittsburgh.
Don't you give up on your dreams. Don't you give up. Don't you give up on your dreams. Boy, I done woke up one morning, I done heard Bishop T.D. Jakes. I was jumped right on YouTube, and it's ironic because I got up, I washed my face, and I brushed my teeth, and then I went online and fresh breath, face oil wash, and I started rubbing some of my facial cream on my face, and that popped up, and he was saying, "Don't you give up, don't you?" Ooh. And all I felt was this glow. This glow that came over me, baby. I was like, man, listen, I refuse to lose. And I need you guys to say it with me. Come on, let's say it. Come on. I refuse to lose. On the count of three. After three. 1, 2, 3. Woo! You guys are loud. And say it like you mean it. Say it with your chest. Say it like you know it's going down. Not that it's about to happen. If I said it, I either done it or it's about to happen. It's happening. This is it. This is it. What is it? 86,400? Is it correct? Let me see. Let's find that out. Hey Siri, how many seconds are in a day? 86,000.
That would be 86,400 seconds.
86,400 seconds. So I look at life like this. And look at that. That'd be some seconds right there. I mean, keep it real simple. People talk about money and talk about investment and talk about time. Everybody is given $86,400 a day. You are given, since money is the most important thing, since money is all everybody focus on, fine. Everybody is given $86,400 a day. Good. So that means if you're given $86,400 a day, every second that you waste on not living it to the fullest, that's $1 that's going. Now I know the strippers and all the ladies at the gentlemen's clubs will love that, because all they see is it raining, because that's where it go. It's like raining. It's like giving someone your value for free. So if we're all giving $86,400 a day, and every second that you invest in not zoning in, every second that you invest or not giving and putting into yourself or being you to the fullest, even if you're doing an amazing, priceless deed, you're still being you to the fullest. If you're doing something and you're feeling like in any factor, maybe that's not the thing you're supposed to be doing. If you're doing something that's like, yo, this is like mandatory, what you're talking about, because this is what builds me and my entity anyway. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we're talking about. That's all we want you to talk about. And being able to master such a behavior is second to none. It's important. It's essential that you learn to master this. You guys know I'm going to say, if life is what you make it, what are you making? What are you doing? How are you going about it? Every second that you waste is $1. And I don't understand how some of you guys are below zero. Some of you guys are overdraft with your time. Overdraft. I mean, if you add it all up, it has taken not tens, not hundreds, not thousands, not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands. I'm talking about, do you realize how much time you've invested into nothing? Looking at someone else's shit, dealing with someone else's script, thinking that that's taking your mind away versus giving yourself the ultimate challenge besides keeping your money, keeping your value. Saying that you want the multi-million-dollar house, but if you only get $86,400 a day, how much time are you able to give back into it? Are you able to give $86,400 a day? When you start going off, even if you're going off like this, I'm doing this in real time, I'm working. I'm working before work. I'm working before work, on my way to work, while at work, working, coming back from work, heading back to work, working. I'm going to try to keep my 86.4 regardless. I'm going to try to keep my 86,400. People want to come up on me real quick. Oh, you can have the seat. Have a blessed day. Keep that bread. Some people may want to just stand next to you because you smell good. Let them smell you a little bit. Don't move away. You may be their release. Keep your 86.4. Keep that. Because every second that you give to something or someone else, all you're doing is letting the money just blow away. It's like having subscriptions that you don't even subscribe to. Listen, like I always tell you guys, you gotta be you to the fullest. And cutting not just people, but things that are just don't serve a real, genuine purpose any longer. There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to grow. I believe that once you stop growing, that's where you start up. And that's where you really can't come back from at all. That's what you should no longer even be thinking about, because we're a rich thought process type of people. It's us versus them. And hopefully you're on the side that matter. We're on the set. We at commercial. Yeah. We always saying that this game is filled to the brim with a bunch of unrealistic. thinking that gonna keep on aging like wine. It's not. It's not. And you wanna know why? Because if you're not investing solely in yourself and only the things that matter, it doesn't matter. Because that means that your relationship with it isn't nurtured enough. You don't understand the ins and outs of your purpose. Excuse me. You don't know the ins and outs of your purpose. You don't know if you're coming or going. You don't know if you even believe in what you're doing yourself, probably. And maybe that's where the problem lies. Because you're comfortable in your lies. You don't realize with real eyes, your real eyes. Remember that? But it's true. You don't realize it. And hopefully you will realize that this is something that you have to go through, that you're supposed to love it, you're supposed to dislike it, you're supposed to be uncomfortable. You're trying something over 1,000 times. How do you expect to be comfortable and be happy throughout the whole process? But if you don't allow yourself to go through the feelings, how do you know what to feel when it's really crunch time? When it's really give it all you fucking got? How do you know when you really gonna give it to y'all? How do you know? You won't know until you put in the what you know. Once you know, and we know how that go. If you're not being you to the fullest, dog, I don't understand. You're losing your 86,400. So I want to hear about the multi-million houses that you want to do, or how you want to feel multi-million. You want to feel millions of people when you don't even know how to keep yourself and keep your bucks coming in. You don't know how to you don't know how to advise yourself financially. You don't know how to even advise yourself to balance. No one's perfect. No one's expecting you to keep your 86.4. But even if you gave 100 of that, just imagine how much time you give people. Some people give people days, weeks, months, expecting them to change, expecting them to be better than yesterday, expecting to say, hey, they're my responsibility to take care of and make sure that they understand because they never had. They need to learn that this is what life is. Figuring it the out. No one's gonna give you grace, so you shouldn't be in the business of giving other people grace either. Because that's where we go wrong. We think that hurting ourselves to make others complete is the way to go. And now, I'm at a point in my life where I'm saying, you people are giving all of yourself, thinking that that's going to make somebody else better and full, and it is not. It's not. You're giving up your 86.4. You are doubling that, tripling that, quadrupling that, times 5, times 10, times 32, times 52, weeks at a time. What you love, you're supposed to love. What you no longer love, you're supposed to feel that. That's an honest observation to experience. And if you haven't gone through it, I don't want to hear your excuses. I don't want to hear anything. Because I mean that you haven't shown enough for those that needed to be convinced to be convinced. That's just the bottom line. I tell you guys, life is what you make it. I need to know, what are you guys making? Please, I gotta go. Like, share, subscribe, follow suit. Each one teach one platform. If you learned something, drop it in the comments. Support, strategize, execute, team, figure it out what it is. And with that being said, I'm Irv. I would not regret anything that I've done for the world, because this is a process, dog, and it's a process, and it takes time, and it's very, very time consuming, and sometimes it's very, very tiring, and you're gonna have to go through it. You have to go through it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're on the set. Find your set. Do what you have to do. And until next time, in between time, I need to know what you guys are doing out there. And, if there's anybody out there or anything that's been motivating you, listen, drop it all in the comments, because I love to read. And we will be talking about some books. And I think I need to buy that Jada book, because I'm going to stop by Barnes & Noble, see if they got it. And if they got it, I'm getting it. With that being said, love yourself, man. If you ain't loving yourself, I don't know what you doing.